You can see a distressed property from the street, but not a distressed situation. Good morning. This is Alfred Einstein from Pockets of Specialized Knowledge. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy this. It's a short video. You'll probably pick up a couple of nuggets I hope that you'll be able to use in your business. Let's get started. Okay. A lot of investors have been taught driving for dollars. Now, when you're driving for dollars, what does that exactly mean? What it exactly means is you're driving around the neighborhood and you're looking for properties that look like they're in disrepair. Roof tarps, unkept yards, lots of cars in the driveway, most of them backed in. You're just looking for a property that's unkept, that maybe needs a lot of love. And perhaps the current homeowner is either unwilling or unable to make that property look like it's loved. So that's an address you're going to copy down. You might send a letter. You might get out of your car if you're smart and knock on the door to find out exactly what's going on. But there are a lot of distressed homeowners that you can't tell that they're distressed just from the outside, just from looking at the property. In other words, driving for dollars, that only gets you halfway there. Let's take a look at the next thing, what you cannot see from the street. What you can't see from the street is a distressed situation. Now, if you drive by my house, you might think I'm distressed because I'm not big on yard work. I pay a guy to cut the yard, and that's all he does is cut the yard. I mean, there's shrubs that are overgrown. There's trees growing out of my hedges. I don't care because I'm just not a big outside guy. But the point is that not every situation that looks ugly on the outside is ugly on the inside. So I'm suggesting that you spend some time discovering where these distressed situations are, and I'm handing it to you on a platter. You look in the public records for a foreclosure notice. Whatever foreclosure notice is in your state. In Florida, it's known as an LP or a list penance. It's the first thing that's recorded. And in Florida, that gives you an 8-month advantage. You have 8 months before that thing is going to go to sale. So you have 8 months to get this thing done. You don't have to wait until you're going to get a notice of a foreclosure sale where you got 30 or 45 days to go. You have plenty of time, but you have to look in the public records for them. So look for any public foreclosure notice in your state. Get the property address from either the docket sheet or something in the notice and start working it because that person has got financial difficulties. You're not making your mortgage payment, you have financial difficulties. Now, mind you, the property is always the last thing to go. So someone that's in foreclosure has probably gotten a few months behind in their car. They're not paying their credit cards anymore, so they are under immense pressure. Just know that when you get in contact with them. Same thing with public tax delinquency notice. Now, see, in Florida, it's not that great because that's known as a tax certificate, and property owners have 2 years to redeem a tax certificate before any real action can take place. So there's something to be said about researching public tax delinquencies or tax certificates that are over 1 year old. You can do that if you want to narrow the search. And the thing about tax delinquencies is generally it's skinny money. In comparison to have to pay off or redeem a mortgage, which is going to be in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, generally a tax delinquency is going to be skinny money. Maybe 10, 20 grand, and you could fix that situation easy. So anyways, you decide which and where and how often you do your research, but it's important that you do because you want to learn where the problems are from the inside out. Okay, the next question you have to ask that property, whether it's a list penance and a foreclosure notice or a tax certificate and a tax delinquency notice. Is there equity or no equity? Those, you got to ask your question that. You got to ask your question that. Did I really say that? I'm sorry. Listen, I don't edit these things because I don't know how to edit, so you're going to take it. I hope you enjoy the content because the presentation is not always that good. But equity or no equity, you need to know that because that will help you choose your road. Because if you have equity, there's lots of different ways to do this deal. There's lots of ways to make the presentation to the homeowner. If there's no equity, there's one way. It's a short sale. Simple as that. So anyways, I think we're done. Yeah, wrap up. Okay. So I hope you got a few morsels of information out of this. I do not suggest that you stop driving for dollars. But I think if you spend 2 hours a day driving for dollars, spend a day doing that. I mean, an hour doing it, and do an hour looking in the public records. Look for LPs, look for tax deeds, look for tax notices. Very important that you understand that there is more than one way to find a distressed property owner. And I gave you 2 really good ways. Okay, bye-bye. This is Alfred Einstein from Pockets of Specialized Knowledge. Please visit my website, pofsk.com. Lots of free content, a lot of training content. I'm not going to give you any fluff because fluff does neither one of us any good. So anyways, visit your real estate club meetings. I hope you enjoy there. There's a lot of information there. And remember, you don't know what you don't know. And until next time, have a great week. Thank you again.